our next vote and weight category, light welter, 64 kilogram. And please welcome to the blue corner, national champion of Cuba, young and talented, Andy Cruz.
Well, there he is, Andy Cruz. Made his WSB debut a couple of years ago, stepping up to fill the shoes of the injured Robbisi Ramirez in this stellar Cuban team. That was a couple of weight divisions below. He's since made the move up to light welter, which is suited him well. He's been waiting in the wings somewhat internationally, with Ramirez taking Olympic gold at bantamweight for a second time in Rio. Cruz showed good finishing instincts in the Ikboljon in Cuba in December, won by TKO over Edvar Riveri. An excellent display in the prelims, and he went on to win the tournament, as did all of his teammates in their respective weight divisions tonight.
Andy Cruz, hurmatli xonimlar va janoblar, va aynan uning raqibini qizil burchakka taklif etamiz. Qarshi oling. Yaqinda bo'lib o'tgan Osiyo chempionati g'olibi, O'zbekiston chempioni, o'zbek o'g'loni Ikboljon Kholdarov.
Well, he enters the ring with his team. 2 matches to the good. The perfect start for the Uzbek Tigers, but he's up against it. Ikboljon Kholdarov, his tall, rangy southpaw. He's to always glide around the outside of the ring at times. Really interesting style and technique. And when he does keep things long and on the move, he's a very hard man to pin down.
Uzbek Tigers.
Aziz do'stlar, olqishlaringiz Ikboljon Kholdarov. Referee Kim Jong-jin.
No, okay.
Round 1, birinchi round.
So away we go then, 5 rounds at light welterweight, 64 kilos between Ikboljon Kholdarov in the red gloves and Andy Cruz, Cuban, with the red socks, red boots and the blue gloves. Kholdarov, that languid, lucid, tall, rangy style, awkward. Seems to cover acres with the feet. Just one step and he seems to be halfway across the ring. Andy Cruz is a sharp puncher. Real counter puncher is Cruz. Likes to set the odd trap. Wait for his opponent, slip and throw. And see him there, trying to set up that two-phase attack, jab, step back right hand, but he's gone on the front foot. Momentarily switched southpaw too. He's trying to show Kholdarov that he's in with a puzzle to unpick. As the tall Uzbek comes forward again. Cruz with that classic counter-punching stance, a wide base, the front foot a long way in front of the head. This gives the impression that he's further away from the target than he actually is. He's going to need to use every trick in the book range-wise to get on terms with the man in front of him. He's about as tall as you'll get at 64 kilos. I just have a feeling that this one will be a battle of the feet, and so far, through round one, it's proving to be so. Cruz just leading with the right hand, not missing by much. So an interesting opening round, and stylistically, these three contests, three completely different matchups. And Cruz has proved his worth more and more in the WSB. 8 wins from 9 since debut triumph over Mexico's Brian Gonzalez in season 5. How big a part can he play in Cuba's fate here in season 7? See both men just trying to trigger each other off and counter the counter, as it were. Not a great deal gave there, but the better work coming from Cruz on the judges' scorecards across the board, so he takes an early lead, the Cuban.
Round 2, clinch round.
He often likes to set the trap there. What he's doing now, you see, just anchoring that back foot with a wide base, slipping and then throwing the right hand down the middle once he's teased his opponent into throwing. Kholdarov, much looser, more languid style. Nice jab from Cruz, and then the 1-2 down the middle. Sharp work from the Cuban. Seems to have found his rhythm, and a big long left from Kholdarov and crashing through. Wouldn't be surprised if the feet have come together on more than one occasion, both of such a wide base. Just see there the feet, the front feet coming together. That's what both men have got to be careful of. Got to try and keep front foot on the outside of your opponent when you're facing someone of the opposite stance. Lead right hand countered by Kholdarov. Also, UZB Tigers, pretty late entrance into the WSB, forming the franchise in season number 6. A number of their boxers, though, already had a bit of momentum and experience boxing on other franchises. And with 3 Olympic gold medalists on their squad, you wouldn't bet against them making a final. The toughest ask they could have had against the Domadores at this stage of the competition, but they've made a really good start, giving themselves every chance of doing so. And all the performances so far from the Cubans, arguably Andy Cruz is looking the strongest. Second stick down there at the end of the round. Cruz looking confident as he goes back to the blue corner. Whereas Landon Savon to come later on at heavyweight. You'd fancy him against Tursunov in the 91 kilo category. That was the long left hand that landed from Kholdarov in the middle of the round. Started to work his way back into it, the home boxer, and that's reflected in two of the judges' scorecards. Judge C seeing that 10-9 for Cruz, though. And not a complete momentum shift, but
Round 3, uchinchi round.
as we enter the midway portion of the contest. Cruz nice and busy with a jab, but isn't much more than a rangefinder. Better work from him on the inside. Now he switches to southpaw, then back to orthodox again. Incredible to think he was boxing at 56 kilos as recently as a year ago. Just long left to the body from Kholdarov there. Stayed in the pocket a little bit too long though, just caught by the uppercut on the inside. The Uzbek fans have been really treated here, having hosted the final in Tashkent just under a year ago between the Cuba Domadores and the British Lionhearts. And now they invite the reigning champions back on home turf to face their team as well. They'll be really enjoying this WSB competition so far. It's a 10-second clapper as Kholdarov holding on. And the referee separates them with no time to go in round number 3. Well, Andy Cruz has just slightly been drawn into a fight that quite suiting his style. An orthodox counter-puncher, trap-setting style. He's been made to lead off at times. Been pretty successful on the inside. It's been interesting to see how the judges see that one. Good head movement from the Cuban there to keep himself out of trouble. He's had to adapt and adapted well he has. 10-9 across the board in round 3 for the Cuban.
Round 4, dördüncü round.
Cruz just walk Kholdarov onto a stiff right hand there. Cruz just content to hold his feet a little more than he was in the opening couple of rounds. Starting to open up, and perhaps a sign that he's feeling comfortable with the power in front of him. Kholdarov, still loose language style, hands pretty low. Both of these guys now dropping their hands, throwing from awkward angles, using that head movement. Nice work from Cruz, good feet, just walk Kholdarov onto a couple of counter shots. Just leaning that head in, try and create the illusion of distance. The mirage that he's a little closer than he actually is. There's been quite a bit of this as well. Inside wrestling and manoeuvring. They've been allowed to do it to some extent. And again, Kholdarov holding, trying to lean on Cruz and just impose that height and size advantage. Perhaps just to try and slow his man down for these last couple of rounds. Seemingly paid dividends so far, though. Round 4 has flown by, and Cruz looking confident as they go into the final break. Slightly scrappy work at times from both of these men. Some nice counter punch work on the outside, but good on the inside. Very hard to score. A lot of forearms and elbows and
Seconds out.
cuffs with the inside of the glove too. And yet again, the judges seeing that work from the Cuban boxer.
Round 5.
Kholdarov has now got his work cut out if he's to get anything from this contest. So, Andy Cruz, will he be pulling his team back into this one? Maybe the winner of this quarter-final will meet the winner of Italia Thunder and the Colombia Heroicos. That one underway in Roma. In about an hour's time, perhaps a little less now. And those two will both draw to a close next weekend. And we'll know this side of the semi-final draw. And again, Kholdarov holding on, leaning on Cruz. There's a nice stiff backhand from the UZB, comes in. And again, now it's Cruz that holds on. It's been a little jab and grab in the last few minutes. It would be nice to see these two working their way out of the clinch, or the referee doing what he is now, just separating them a little sooner. Could be a sign of just mutual fatigue between these two. That's better work. It's Cruz now, just stalking around the outside of the ring, trying to stay out of trouble. And so often it's been Kholdarov that has been the one that's difficult to pin down, but Cruz, sensing he's ahead, perhaps he's just trying to keep that gap between him and the home fighter, not do anything silly. It's got about a 2-point cushion across the cards. And it should be enough to see him through. Only 20 seconds to go on the clock in round number 5 as Kholdarov comes forward again. Again, these two just have spent rounds and rounds posturing, sizing each other up, and then they explode into bursts and raids of action. Both throwing punches in bunches. The judges favouring the work of Cruz through round 4. What will the final scorecards say? It has gone his way. It means that he has given his team their first notch on the board.
Ladies and gentlemen, judges' scores for this bout. Judge 1, 46-49. Judge 2, 46-49. And Judge 3, 45-50. And the winner by unanimous decision, blue corner, Andy Cruz.
So unanimous decision victory for Andy Cruz at light welterweight. One judge seeing him scoring all 5 rounds victorious. He narrows